Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about hyper consumerism. I have some advantages. It's not that I've never been a consumer, but I don't know as I've ever actually been what would qualify as a hyper consumer. Maybe with clothes in my 20s. So, for those of you who don't know, I am Gen X. I am a Zennial. I am a cusp baby or whatever. Um, so when I first moved out on my own, I didn't have a bunch of new stuff. My parents let me take my twin bed. That was kind of an awkward one too for a while. And I had a couch from my grandma's house, a lazy boy, an old lazy boy that had been the lazy boy had been my grandma's, and then it became my parents, and then it got passed on to me. Couch, I don't know if it went through my parents or if it just went straight to me. I don't remember. Bedding, obviously I got to take my bedding as well. So sheets, comforter, pillows. I needed a dresser. I don't know why my parents didn't let me take the dresser. I really don't. So I got the dresser used. I think I found it in the newspaper at the time for like $5. And that's what I started out with. I wanted candles, so I went to Big Lots, and we had this place called Hobo at the time, which was like kind of nice. And that was it. I didn't have a TV to start, nothing like that. Moved out December, like right before, right after Christmas. I don't remember. Like, I know I was at my parents' house, like sleeping in my bedroom for like Christmas Eve into Christmas, but I don't know if I'd already started the moving process. I can't remember. But and then I took my clothes, obviously. I didn't have a shower. I only had a bathtub. Not even really an option for a shower. So it was pretty simple. That's what it was. And then when I moved, I ended up eventually getting rid of the couch, and my friend gave me her old futon. And then I did eventually replace my bedroom set with a set for my kid. It was the most amazing bed. I really wish I hadn't sold it. I sold it when I moved to Florida. That bed was amazing. I loved it because like it had like these metal bars, so you could like get the best stretch. Everybody who has ever slept in that bed loves it because of the way those bars were. But alas, IKEA no longer makes them. I can't find a bed like that, so it is what it is. I guess no more good stretch for me. But I only really bought things as I needed them. Like I said, with the exception of clothes. I did go through a period of time in my 20s where everything had to match. Like every single layer of my outfit had to match. So you know how your mom always said to make sure you wear clean underwear in case you get into a car accident? Which doesn't really make sense, because if you get into a car accident and the paramedics pull you out, like, your underwear is going to be covered in like blood and Lord only knows what else. I mean, honestly, I feel like in a car accident, I very may well pee my pants. I mean, like, it's not a good situation. So, I kind of took that to another level. So everything from the very bottom layer to the very top layer had to always match no matter what order it came off in. Socks, nylons, whatever. Like everything had to match. It was like a issue. And I think that's the closest I have to a hyper consumerism with clothes. I really am more about comfort with clothes, and I think that should be your priority. Clothes are something you put on your body to do a few things. One, to keep you warm or protected from the elements. Two, to prevent an indecent exposure charge. And three, to just keep like whatever covered that you don't want people to see. I swear, some days I feel like I could run around naked and not care who saw. Um, until I actually have to do it, and then I know I would care. But as when I was little, I was just totally the strip my kid clothes off and run around naked kid. Which a lot of people are. But now it's more so like when one of the reasons I wear clothes other than just like to stay warm or to, not get arrested is because I like certain parts of my body covered. I'm a little more self-conscious. I'm not, I don't know, I'm not as young as I used to be, so I'm a lot more self-conscious. But that said, do I want to wear clothes that are unflattering? No. But I am not really concerned so much with how I look. I do have some outfits that people compliment a lot. People love like the outfit I wore today. It's got like these purple flowers and black. It's just like really simple, but the reason I got it is because it's really, really comfortable. But most of the time I'm in like jeans, either a white jeans. Okay, so I am always in a tank top. Like a tank top like this pretty much is a main part of almost everything I wear. It's a comfort thing for me. Years ago I had issues with my stomach would get cold, like, and it would be painful. So then I always had to have something, like I could never have, which is funny because when I was like 15, I was like all about the crop top. And then got to the point where I was always like, I had to have hot tea, and I had to, like, I couldn't have any cool breeze on my stomach or anything, or it would like get really painful, like feel like somebody punched me in the gut. So I always have a tank top, but these are pretty cheap, and it's a comfort thing. And then I have some sort of bottoms, jeans, shorts, whatever. A hoodie is a common thing, or a t-shirt might be over it. It's pretty simple, but everything I buy has to be comfortable, and that is my priority. So it's not that I want to look like absolute garbage. It's just that I view clothes for a different purpose, and my most important thing with clothes is I want to be comfortable. So eventually I will hit my ideal weight, and then I will pretty much convert over into more of like a uniform style dress. Ultimately I'll probably have like 2 pairs of jeans, a couple of pairs of shorts, and a couple pairs of yoga pants, and maybe like some sort of a skirt or something. And then I'll have, some t-shirts and tank tops, and it'll be pretty simple. That's just who I am. Very simple. And that has helped. A few things you can do if you're struggling with clothes is to choose a more classic look. So uh, find a cut that looks good on you and stick with that. Looks good and feels comfortable. Remember? So I was at Kohl's, maybe a year ago now. This woman got so upset with me because her husband was trying on clothes. And I could clearly tell that both her husband and child had challenges with sensory. It just kind of is what it is, you know? And so he came out and he loved the shirt. You could tell. He looked good in it. He felt good in it. Like everything about this shirt was what he wanted. And this guy, no, let me preface this. He was in no way out of shape. However, he was very wide. Like he had that very like muscular, wide barrel chest build. And if you know anything about those guys who are wider, and like I said, he was all muscle too. So it's not even like you could have put him into, some sort of I don't know. I guess you could try a corset, but still. So there were challenges with the fit, and she kept wanting to put him in a slim fit. And I'm like, that's not gonna, it's gonna pull, and like you see it pulled on the back and everything. You hate it. But she absolutely got so mad and hated the factor that I liked the shirt he liked, because I felt like I think it looked better on him, not just because it really did look better, but because he looked happier in it. And if you look unhappy in your clothes because they're not comfortable, they don't look as good on you. It's like Annie, you're never fully dressed without a smile. But like, if your clothes are making you miserable and it shows on your face, let me tell you, those clothes no longer look good on you. So there's that. I do go for more of like a classic cut. Sorry. When I'm dressing up, my favorite things to dress up in actually is like a bohemian skirt and a fitted top, and I even have a really, really nice shawl that my mother crocheted for me. So my mom crocheted like all of her kids' blankets and stuff, but I lived in Florida at the time. And so my blanket was kind of like lackluster because it, I was always so hot. So like it was very like wide and everything. And so I'd asked her, I was like, if I buy the yarn, will you crochet me a shawl for Christmas? And so she did. And so it's not a trendy look, but it's my look. And the thing is that I'd rather have my look than whatever is popular, because those, oh my God, trendy clothes are the worst. They wear out, and especially now with all the fast fashion, you wash them once and they either fall apart or they fade, or they get all like squidgy and they don't fit right. So if you are struggling with hyper consumerism, specifically in regards to fast fashion or clothes, one thing that I would recommend, or actually we'll go with a couple things, is to create a uniform type thing or a general collection of clothes that kind of fits and goes well together. Try and keep classic styles, not anything too trendy. For example, I always wear bootcut jeans. That is my jean cut. You might like something else. You might prefer skinny jeans. Honestly, I have all these like long capris that are more like skinny jean style, and it's like really awkward because since I walk so much, my calves are really big. So my calves, it'll be like skinny jeans, my calves are tight, but the waist is not. So it's like, I feel like every step it's pulling down my pants. It's horrible. So find the cut of pants that looks right on you. You could explore doing something like the 333 challenge where you choose like 33 items and you keep them for 3 months. I have done that multiple times in my life. Um, Sorry, I tend to kind of do it naturally. Just so you know, with the 333 challenge, most people do not count bras, underwear, or socks in the 333. Some don't even count their workout clothes. I always did. But if you look, that's pretty much what I wear. Like all winter, I wore the one sweater. Now I'm wearing the hoodie. Uh, I have some pajama pants and a tank top, and then I pretty much have 3 camisoles. I have the gray one that I'm wearing now, or no, 4, 2 black ones and a nude one. And then I have 3 pairs of pants and then some sort of a shirt over it, whether it be a hoodie or a white t-shirt or what have you. Right now, again, I have a lot of them. It's just that I don't fit into them right now. So even though I have more clothes, I'm pretty much wearing the same things over and over and over again because that's how I am. So if you are struggling with hyper consumerism, specifically in the area of clothing, my recommendation is create kind of a uniform. Try the Project 333. Um, Prioritize comfort and more classic cuts and pieces that you can like mix and match that go well together. Anyways, again, my name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.